Welcome to Setting Up Your Synthesizer with Mr. Nedler. Here are the components you're going to need. You're going to need your synthesizer. You're going to need an adapter to plug it in, probably an extension cord, of which ours are orange, and you will need a stand to set your keyboard on. All right, getting started with your keyboard. You're going to want to have a stand. Now there's two different sides to this stand. You want it so that the smaller braces are on the top, the larger ones on the bottom, so that it doesn't rock. You can pull this to adjust the height, and just in the hole there where you have it, and that's all you need. You place your keyboard on top of it. Be careful, these are worth some money, so we don't want to mess them up so that we can use them year after year. Make sure it's secure when you set it up there. Next, you're going to want to use your adapter. Next, you have your adapter. You're going to want to plug it in here to where the DC in 12 volt is. You have an output for headphones. You have to have a 1/4 inch connector to that, not an 1/8 inch like your iPod headphones would be, or iPad headphones. You need the 1/4 inch, so it's the bigger adapter. There's a sustain pedal, which we won't worry about, and then there's a USB port, which we won't worry about. You start by taking your adapter, plug it in to that port, and then plug it into an electric source. The different adapters, there's different styles. One has the cord coming this way, and the other ones plug in just like this. Next, you've got everything plugged in on your keyboard, so now you want to turn it on. You start by turning it on with the power button here. You'll see the LCD screen light up for you. On this now, you can first start by searching voices. You'll see here that it's lit up in red, voices. On the LCD screen, it'll tell you what it is by number, 001, and what the title of it is, Grand Piano. That's your voices, just like you would have in GarageBand or Acid, Sony Acid. You would have a voice there to that. So in this case, I've got a grand piano. You can adjust your volume right here, and then you can adjust the voices. So you've pressed voice so that it's up. As you spin this wheel, you're turning through different voices. I'm up to number 13 now. Has an organ sound. As I continue up, I can keep spinning and spinning and spinning, and it'll take me even higher in count. Now I'm up into the 50s. Different sound. Keep going until I reach the 100 and teens. As I get to that, I start getting percussive instruments. And starting with number 117, I have a studio kit, which means drums. So all of these keys have a different sound assigned to them. I can go through several different kits: studio kit 2, room kit, rock kit, electronic kit, analog kit, dance kit, jazz kit, brush kit, all kinds of different kits. Anytime it says kit, it's a drum kit of some sort. Right there, I don't have any sounds. I'll have various sounds throughout here somewhere, though. That one obviously doesn't have very many. There they are. So it's an effects kit, SFX Kit 2. All right, and Kit 1 has the same sort of thing. Close-up of that LCD screen, and if I move that wheel around, you'll see that it changes from different sounds to different sounds. I change it more from that wheel, and it's changed over to Dream. And you can experiment around by finding different sounds like that. I want to talk about how to create a song. All right, you start out by pushing song here, and once you've pressed that, then you'll see on the LCD screen it says groove it. Well, I'm going to change groove it via moving the spinning wheel here, and I'm going to take it up into the 30s. Starting at 31, you have user song 1, user song 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? On those, a user song is what somebody who is playing the instrument uses to create a new song. So each of these, funneling back there, if I go back to song number 25, it's country piano. And I'm going to get a country piano kind of sound. I did that by pressing start and stop, okay? You don't need that. That's not something we're using in this class. We're using user songs 1s, 2s, and 3s. Now, on this user song chart, as you look at it, you've got several little things here. This tells you the number, tells you what user song you're using. But then down here in this corner, you can just barely see it, I bet, on the video, you have 5 different tracks that you can use. Just like in GarageBand, you have tracks there. Okay, same thing as voices. You have 5 different spots you can use. This indicates what ones are on. I can turn them on and off by coming over to these numbers right here. And if I get up closer, you can see that they have grooved numbers in them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? So I can press each of these and it'll turn it on or off as I go through them. All right? This is how you record with the sequencer that's built in. To record a song, you've got just to the left of that LCD screen, you've got start, stop, fast forward, rewind, pause, repeat. You've got different buttons over here that you can press that allow you to do something. The one you're going to use most is start and stop. Each of these does something else, like it adds harmony or a dual, or it splits the keyboard in half. You can start here and have a different sound, go this direction and have a different sound. We're not going to worry about that in this class. We're going to just worry about how to use the sequencer. So start and stop are going to be the ones you're going to use most. You also have, like on GarageBand, a metronome that you could use. Here, you can indicate what song you're wanting to use, as I said in that last video clip, and this, in this case, is set up for user song 1. So, on user song 1, I want to record something. We have to use both right and left in order to do that on the keyboard. I've set up user song 1 now. In user song 1, I want to record a track. So I go and find the voice that I want to use. In this case, I'm going to use electric piano, number 158. You can also type in the number over here rather than use the wheel if you like. All right, I'm going to start by making sure that everything is cleared on track 1. So now that holds that voice in its memory, okay? I went to voice and it holds it in its memory. I go back to user song 1. I'm going to record on track number 1. So I press record 1 and it shows blinking arrows and it says record. It will do nothing until I either hit start over here or I start playing something. Well, I'm going to play something, but in order to do this right, you probably want to set your tempo and go. And I'm done. So then I hit stop. So now it says on the screen writing. You probably can't see that from the video, but it says writing on there. Now, on track 1, I can see that I've got a little dot down there. There is information on track 1. I can play it back by hitting start. Now listen, those first 4 notes are setting the tempo for me. That's not part of the song. You can't erase that, but on the synthesizer, we understand that you're going to set that. You could set it with a drum, you could set it with anything you'd like. All right, so here's what it sounds like, what I recorded on track 1. So there's what I recorded. All right, I hit stop and it shows that it's in there. When I want to record something on track 2, I can press voice and go to a different sound. Okay, so I've got kind of a neat sound there that's repeating by me touching it. All I have to do is hold it down and it just keeps repeating. So let's see how those two sound together. I've hit voice, I've gone to 138, which is what I want. I'm going to go back to user song 1. I'm going to record on channel 2. All right, when it's ready, I can hit. So now I hit stop, it's writing it to channel 2. So I've got everything on there I want. Now here's the problem. You can't go back to channel 1 and rewrite on there, because if I do, it'll erase it, alrighty? So you basically have to put everything full out in the song that you want, one track first, and then you can go back in and make touch-ups on different things. Alright? So I've got the 5 tracks to use. It's played both of them together. Now if I press 2, I won't hear it. I've turned track 2 off, so I only hear track 1. Or if I want to turn track 1 off and turn track 2 on, that's the sound that I just kept repeating over and over on track 2. So that's the basics of recording that. Now, let's say I want to erase one track. I can just hold down on the track till it says clear track 1, CLRTR1. It says yes. Yes is over here on the keypad. Yes is the plus sign. It says, are you sure? You press yes a second time, and then you have erased it. It says writing, but really what it means is it's erasing it off of there, so it's cleared out that track. If I want to clear out the whole song at once, I hit 1 and A at the same time, and it says clear user song 1, yes. I hit yes. Are you sure? Yes. And it gets rid of it for you. So now you have blank tracks again. My suggestion would be, as you experiment around with this, and there's other knobs that you can use over here to create different sounds that may be off the screen. You can get reverb and filter and effects over here too as you go further to the side. What I suggest when writing this is you lay down a drum track. So you probably want to go to one of your voices, and you need to create the drum track yourself. But you create maybe a rock kit, and you go through and find the sound that you really want on there, and that's how you start by recording it. So you hit record 1, and you create as you go through that. So I hit song, user song 1, record track 1. And since there will be more than one of you doing this, somebody else can play something else. And when you're finished writing that portion, you just hit stop, and it's writing it, and then it'll be ready to play on track 1 for you as soon as it's done writing. So that's exactly what I did. It's playing it back. That is a sequencer. A sequencer is an electronic recording device for electronic instruments. Soon it'll add that